Hola amigos, welcome to Día de Muertos, Mexico City. Hola amigos, I am in Mexico City for Día de Muertos, Day of the Dead. This is the first time I'm actually in Mexico for Day of the Dead, so I'm super excited. Today is November 1st, so the actual Day of the Dead is tomorrow, November 2nd, but today is also a holiday because it is Día de los Santos Inocentes, or Day of the Innocent Children, which is basically when people honor children who have passed away. So today, first thing I'm gonna do is get some Pan de Muerto, which is the traditional sweet bread that they have around this time during Dia de Muertos. And then I'm gonna go check out a cemetery to see if people are starting to prepare the graves for tomorrow. So let's go. Pan de Muerto, or bread of the dead, is a sweet, soft bread often flavored with orange blossom water, anise, or vanilla, and dusted with sugar. My first Pan de Muerto in Mexico. See, it has the bones. Its iconic dome shape symbolizes a grave and is adorned with dough bones, symbolizing mortality, remembrance, and the cycle of life and death. It's a citrusy, buttery taste. Regional variations abound, such as sesame-covered versions in Oaxaca, cream-filled ones in Puebla, or artisan examples like this one, filled with sweet potato and dusted with black sugar. Waiting for the cable bus to head to the cemetery, Chilangos bring the traditional Cempasuchil, marigold flowers, a vibrant symbol of the holiday, believed to help guide the spirits of the departed back to the living world. They can be seen all over the city and are used to decorate altars, graves, and pathways, creating a warm, inviting atmosphere for the souls being honored. The marigold's significance dates back to Aztec times, where it was associated with the sun and death, symbolizing life, renewal, and the connection between worlds. Is so peaceful and beautiful here and gigantic. I thought I'd see a lot more people like preparing the graves, and there are some. I see a lot of people bringing flowers and stuff, but not a whole lot. I'm hoping that tomorrow, when I return here, which tomorrow is Day of the Dead, we'll get to see some more traditional experiences here. Walking through the city, altars or ofrendas adorn the streets. The ofrendas will hold photos of deceased loved ones, food and drink they enjoyed in life, candles, marigolds, sugar skulls, and skeletons, all items to welcome the spirits home. Pets are not forgotten, as October 27th is the day they are believed to return for a visit. Many places will set up themed ofrendas that change each year, like this one dedicated to iconic celebrities. Or this one, dedicated to some of Mexico's literary geniuses. But it's the Zócalo in the city's center, once the ceremonial center of the Aztecs, where one finds the largest altar and decorations. Sitting atop a 2,000 square foot water mirror, this year's grand altar is named the Procession. Installed by over 100 artists, it features the usual offerings: Pan de Muerto, a plate of chicken and mole, tequila, marigolds, and papel picado. The two gods at the top appear to reference the gods that once adorned the Templo Mayor, near this spot over 500 years ago. Tlaloc, the Mexica god of rain, and Xoloitzcuintle, the god of war and the sun, and also the patron deity of the Aztec city that once stood here, Tenochtitlan. There's even the Xoloitzcuintle, or Xolo, the Mexican hairless dog believed to guide your spirit through the underworld. Okay, today is the day, Día de Muertos, November 2nd. Poncho and I are walking up to Paseo de Reforma. We're gonna get our faces painted. Try to look a little happy, Poncho. And we're gonna watch the parade, which Poncho tells me it's gonna be so packed you won't even be able to walk. So we'll see. Okay, now we are headed back to Panteón Dolores to see what's going on over there tonight. Let's go! While not as common as in the smaller villages of Mexico, plenty of Chilangos are here to spend the night with the spirits of their deceased loved ones. While some opt for a more somber visitation, for many it's a party, a celebration that their loved one's spirit lives on and that, tonight, they have returned.
Aunque la vida me cueste, Corona, no dejaré de quererte. Aunque la vida me cueste, Corona, no dejaré de quererte. Más vea la diferencia. Corona,
And in the cemetery's rotunda, a giant flame is lit in remembrance, accompanied by a free classical concert. What did you just say to me, Poncho? Say it again.
Well, I just felt that this experience was way more real than Miskik, because in Miskik, it just felt that everything was there
For tourists.
for tourists and visitors. But here in this cemetery, it was like very real, like to see all the people eating,
Yeah,
drinking,
more authentic here.
enjoying with their families.
This is not as touristy as other places you would go for Dia de Muertos.
Exactly.
Okay, I am back in my Airbnb. Poncho and I just had a lovely dinner at a Thai place in Roma. And I just wanted to say that Day of the Dead in Mexico City was a lot of fun. It felt very authentic here, especially in that cemetery. The parade was super fun. The atmosphere in the city is out of control. So it was a really, really fun experience. I enjoyed myself a lot. You know, this was my first time experiencing Dia de Muertos in Mexico. And I can't tell you how I've always been, this is going to seem kind of weird, but I've always been fascinated by death and the afterlife. And I just love that this culture has this holiday, this remembrance of people who have passed on, and a celebration that they are still among us in the spirit world, and that on this day they can return. And, you know, even if people don't really believe in it, which I'm sure a lot don't, but just the idea that they are every year remembering people who have died, just keeping their memory alive in a way is like life after death, right? At least that's how I see it. And I love this whole idea of living every day with death. You know, to live your life every day knowing that you're not going to be here at some point, and it might come sooner than you think. And I know that might sound really macabre and depressing to a lot of people, but for me, when things are going wrong, or like, you know, bad stuff is happening, or you're freaking out about something, just to remember, we're going to die. And this life is very short, and nothing is that important. Nothing is that terrible it seems that Mexicans live with this idea of death, and you see it in art and poetry and literature. It's just always there, and it has its origins in pre-Hispanic times. And I just think that more people would be better off knowing or thinking this way on an everyday basis. I think it would make people better people. I think it would make the world a much better place. So I am so appreciative of the Mexican culture and this idea, because it really does, it means a lot to me. Anyway, I have to tell a story though about today. When I woke up this morning and I had plans to meet Poncho so that we were gonna go get our faces painted and go to the parade together. So I took an Uber from where I'm staying over to his neighborhood, and we were supposed to meet in a park. So I take the Uber there, I get out, I start walking around the park with my camera and shooting some footage, and all of a sudden I realize I don't have my cell phone. I left it in the Uber. So of course I start panicking because I left my cell phone in the Uber and everything is on it, including the code I need to get into my Airbnb. What am I gonna do? Everything's on my phone. I have, you know, another 2 weeks planned of traveling in Mexico to Veracruz, and I'm screwed. I looked around looking at anybody who might let me use their phone or help me out. So I went up to somebody who was playing with their dog, and I told him my situation, and he said, take my phone, do what you need to do, no problem. And I said, well, I have to call my phone, and it's a US number, and I don't want to, he's like, don't worry about it, go ahead, do it. So I called my phone, and some woman answered, and I was like, who is this? This is my phone. She's like, yes, I'm in the Uber, I'm giving your phone to the driver, he knows you left it here, yada, yada, yada. Give me a number to call you back on. So anyway, she passes the phone to the driver. He's talking a mile a minute, and I didn't really catch everything, so I gave the phone to this guy. He communicated with him, gave him his number, and said that he was gonna come back with my phone, but it was gonna take him like an hour because now he's in the south of the city. And I said, tell him that I will pay for his trip, etc., etc. Anyway, to make a long story short, too late, I know. This guy came back to the plaza where I was to bring me my phone back. And of course I gave him money for the trip, but he was so nice. He's like, I realized 10 minutes after, and I came back and I looked for you, but I didn't see you, and I had another client, so yada, yada, yada. But anyway, the point of this story is 3 angels came to my rescue today. The guy in the park who let me use his phone, the woman who picked up my phone in the Uber, and of course the Uber driver. There are still good people in the world is my point, and I was so appreciative that 3 people came to my rescue today. And so for anyone who says anything negative about Mexico or Mexicans, go fuck yourself, because they are some of the best people in the world. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in Veracruz. Adios.